just happened. I don't know what just happened, folks. I don't know what just happened. I hope that this didn't really mess up. I mean, I had some cool music starting off. I mean, I don't know if it never showed up on screen. Wow. YouTube, you got to do better than this. YouTube just dropped me off in the middle of the funky intro. It was like, yo, yo, we just gonna throw you up on screen, and we gonna just, we don't care. We don't care you had this whole cool thing planned out for your birthday. We don't care. We're YouTube. We gives two shakes of a rat's tail. Is that the best way for me to say it? Is that what it is? I mean, I don't know what just happened, folks. I mean, this is interesting. It literally just started my video after the whole intro. Let me, you know what? Hold on. Did y'all see that? I just appeared. I didn't get to go through the whole. Like, usually you get this, and then the next thing. Then the next thing you get, then I flow, I go ahead, I get the music popping, the music be popping like this, the music be going, the music comes in, oh funky cool music, and then the next thing you know, and then you get the thumbnail telling you what I'm getting ready to do. You get the thumbnail getting ready to tell you what I'm gonna do, and then it comes into me, and then I'm dancing, and then I'm doing this cool stuff, and then all of a sudden, the next thing YouTube decided that it just wanted to say, nah, ha ha. God dog it. Let me take a sip of a drink. I guess that's YouTube's present. They know they're getting close to having to send me that first check of YouTube money. That's what it is. They're trying to make me quit before they send me that check or that YouTube money. Before they break me off that YouTube greenbacks. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, thanks, Happy. I appreciate it. Ron, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Omar. Appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are in the chat. Today is, I mean, well, you know what? Let's not deviate because YouTube wanted me to deviate. Let's go ahead. Let's do the one thing that we always do. Let's get the shameless plug in. Let me take a sip of my drink, wipe my brow, and do a couple of things. Shameless plug real quick. What's up, everybody? It's shameless plug time. So thanks for checking out the podcast, Going Full Nerd. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe everywhere possible. So look for Going Full Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, goingfullnerd.com, and my Twitter handle, ONYXXX1969. You can also listen to the audio version on its home, Anchor.fm, but also on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you consume your podcast listening pleasure. Hey guys, let's get on with the show. Okay, let's get on with this. YouTube tried its best to get with Murphy and throw a monkey wrench into it, but we did it all. All right, let's get this out the way. This ain't 52 revolutions around the sun. Everybody, I've got the infamous adult beverage. I'm going to take a sip. Cheers to you all. Cheers to myself. Thank you. We cannot sing that song, you know which song I'm talking about, without royalties, okay? So I'm not singing none of that because we want to monetize this video. And we want to enjoy, make a little cash off it. That's what we want to do. And for those of you who follow me on Twitter, Facebook, I'll be putting something inside the YouTube community section. We kicked it off today only because I know YouTube is getting ready to cut that check, sign on the dotted line. We started the charity for the Children's National Medical Center in Washington, D.C., Uh, November 6th will be the day I will be live streaming for the majority of the day, playing video games, answering questions, talking about movies, talking junk, wearing the cool going full nerd. You see, I got the going full nerd tank top on right now doing my thing. I'm going to go ahead. Like today is my birthday. I'm sporting my custom New York Knicks kicks, that my nephew made up for me. Appreciate that. Get with Ernest if you like that kind of stuff. So let's get into it and let's talk about Batman: The Long Halloween. I was going to talk about Loki, but episode 3 of Loki, or was it episode 4? I can't remember. Episode 3 of Loki was a filler episode. It opened up a lot more stuff, and I'm going to do a non-live video where I go ahead and I give you everything about that. I may just group it in with episode 4 later on this week, so we'll figure that out and go at it from there. And I got to try to kick a few more movies out. I mean, there's Godzilla on Netflix. Oh, and there's a couple of movies that actually hit theaters. I'm going to get my strength up, get ready for Black Widow coming out in a couple of weeks. Only in theaters. And we'll get it going and we'll figure it out. So, Batman: The Long Halloween, okay? Part 1. That is very important that we say it is part 1. It is half of the story. I'm going to say. And it tells the story that was inspired by a mid-1990s DC story from Jeph Loeb and Tim, I hope I pronounce it's either Sale or Sale. Okay? It is what it is. Okay, so Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1, it begins as a brutal murder on Halloween, okay? And it prompts Gotham's young vigilante, the Batman, to form an alliance, a pact, with the city's only 2 uncorrupt lawmen, okay? That's Captain James Gordan. You notice he's not commissioner yet. It's Captain James Gordan and District Attorney Harvey Dent. All right, in order to take down the Roman head of the notorious and powerful Falcone Crime Family. Now, this sounds real familiar for those of us, okay, who watch Batman animated series. That sounds very familiar. We'll get to it, and I'll give you a couple of words. But the deal is with this, instead of ordinary gang violence, they're also dealing with a serial killer. Okay, the identity of whom, I'm going to loosely say that, with each conflicting clue grows harder to discern. I mean, I'll be honest, I figured that shit out. I'm sorry for cussing, but I figured that out quick. But anyway, few cases have ever tested the wits of the world's greatest detective. Long stretch in saying that, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. Like the mystery behind the holiday killer. Okay, now here's the deal, folks. Here's the deal. We get another Warner Brothers animation direct-to-video depicting Batman. I think I'm getting a little tired of seeing Warner Brothers animation with Batman. I mean, all we getting is we get a Batman, we get a Superman, we'll sprinkle in a Flash, we'll slide a Wonder Woman in, up. Batman, Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman. Batman, Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman. We getting that. At least they starting to sprinkle Flash in. I think the TV show had something to do with that and the popularity of it. It is what it is. Hey, top fives will come back when we get more movie choices in the theaters. I'll just put it right there. Okay, so I can say I'm getting tired of this. All right. Now, Warner Brothers, DC Comics, has a huge library. They have a huge library of heroes, villains, miscellaneous other characters, yet we continue to get additional Batman-related stories like he's the only hero in the universe. Okay? This is why I have a love-hate relationship with DC Comics. Let's never you mind that I'm a big Green Lantern fan. Okay, if somebody had to come to me and say, "Yo, Onyx, man, who's your favorite comic book superhero out of DC Comics?" And you gotta tell me it can only be DC Comics. It's Green Lantern. I don't care if it's Hal Jordan. I don't care if it's Sinestro during his Green Lantern days. I don't care if it's John Stewart. I don't care if it's Jessica Cruz. I don't care if it's Simon Baz. I don't care if it's Guy Gardner. I love Green Lantern. We don't get enough Green Lantern. I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool with the Batman, but I'm pretty tired of seeing everything Batman. It's like we just had a great JSA story out of Warner Brothers Animation, and it's like somebody in Warner Brothers said, "Okay, it did okay, but let's throw some Batman at him." You know. Now, I gotta go ahead and say, I'm pretty tired of seeing Batman, but here's the thing: we get some really developed and deeply constructed stories with decent to superior animation with Batman and Warner Brothers Animation. So that's what I'm saying. It's the love hate. I hate that they're overusing Batman, but I be damned, I love the way they portray him. Except for that Batman Ninja. That Batman Ninja animation, yeah. But it looked good. It looked so good. So, once again, I find myself torn between a well told story and using the same old characters over and over and over and over again. Now, but here's the thing about this. I see where this is going. And disclaimer, there will be spoilers. Disclaimer, I did not read the original source material on this, just to let you know. I did not read the original Long Halloween comic book. And I probably need to go back and read it. I really do. But here's the thing. I see it coming. We get a nice little twist on the origin of Two-Face and a style in this animated feature reminiscent of Batman the Animated Series. And it makes this an edge on your seat drama that's not for kids. And I'm going to put it that way. I mean, you do you when it comes to your parenting, grandparenting, uncling, cousining, whatever you want to call it. But the bottom line is this is a rough, rugged, and raw Warner Brothers animation. Now, I kind of said it earlier, you know, they talked about this being the world's greatest detective and all this stuff in the official synopsis. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. This is an early incarnation of the Batman, okay? And I really, you know, it lacks a lot of his formidable fighting skills, as evidenced with his fight with the Yakuza knockoffs and the way he got his ass whooped. I mean, I would have expected that Batman would have held his own a little more because if I remember correctly from regular Batman lore, he finished training with Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins before he went back and donned the mantle of the Bat. I mean, stop me if I'm wrong. But I will say he had a problem with them Yakuza ninjas. He won, but he had a slight problem with them ninjas. All right, so in addition, he seemed in this, which runs along par of this being a young Batman, he had much to learn about detective work also. Now, what I liked about it and what I disliked about this one, we had appearances from Solomon Grundy, Catwoman, Calendar Man, the Joker, Renee Montoya. I mean, I think they were trying to jam as many people from the Batman lore outside of Robin into this as far as the rogues gallery. We went to Arkham Asylum. Went through all of that. Okay? But the key is this story is deep. Some instances it's a little overly dramatic, and that could be annoying because some of the tense moments in the story, it became a little. I mean, it was like, yeah, okay, all right, all right. I know I'm supposed to be, you know, on the edge of my seat here. You did not need to tell me I had to be on the edge of my seat. Now, here's the thing: the Joker. The Joker is actually on the cover of this, and let me pull this up again. Let's pull up the thumbnail. You see, the Joker is prominently featured on the cover. He is. He is. And what I'm going to go ahead and say is, it really felt, honestly, like the Joker was an afterthought when added into the story. Now, this could be a problem from the original comic book. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and check. I'm going to go see. But here's the deal. He felt like an afterthought, a second fiddle. And the Batman in this particular story, he felt more like the Punisher when it came to dealing with criminals. And I found it very odd that he was led astray a lot of times with false clues. In this particular, I know he's a young Batman in this, but a lot of times Catwoman felt like the better detective. Okay? And with this story being in two parts, yes, it is a two-parter. I really want to see how they complete the story, tie up some loose ends, and have Batman evolve. Right now, I'm on the borderline of being impressed or not impressed with the beginning of this story because it still feels a little bit jumbled together. Batman deserves better, and the flow is a little sporadic. Okay, it is a little sporadic at times. Okay, now honestly, the storytelling is a little bit predictable. I mean, I could see that Harvey Dent, and I'm spoilers, big spoilers. Let me throw it out there. Big spoilers. And this is a spoiler for part 2, not part 1. I'm going to tell you right now, I can see in my prediction without reading the source material is I can see that Harvey Dent or his wife is the holiday killer. Okay, that's my bold prediction. That's probably the truth. I'm gonna take a sip on that. But here's the deal. I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm not gonna give this a going full nerd rating. Why? Because it is a two-parter. It is not a complete story. And if this was a complete story, it would be on the low end of the going full nerd scale. But I know it's not a complete story. I can't wait to see the complete story. And I will judge this as one whole movie. Okay? Because this is a long ass movie. I mean, the only movie I really sat through for 4 hours was Zack Snyder's Justice League. And that was actually, I said it in my review, it wasn't the magnum opus, but it was worth sitting 4 hours through. It's the thing. And I'm looking at it. Yes, they're deconstructing him, showing the character development and things like that. Now, here's the issue with it. I think they did a good job with that, with the Batman Year One stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? And to do it over and over again, it's a little bit repetitive. I mean, yeah, we only got so many stories. You're trying to bring in new fans. You're trying to bring in people to enjoy it like everyone else. You're trying to get a whole thing together. I'm just glad they didn't try to jam a Superman in here. I'm just glad they didn't try to jam a Wonder Woman in here or jam Robin in here. A young Batman is cool. I, for one, if you're going to give me an old school Batman story, now I'm going to tell you, the dynamic they put on this with the 1930s Tim, you know, Bruce Tim looking vibe on the animation, I really like that. That saved a lot for me with this. Okay. It may be a little bit that I have some Batman overload because I know that they have so many good Warner Brothers DC Comics superheroes. There are so many good ones that just don't get the light of day. Oh my gosh. I mean, and what they do on television, meaning the CW network, and what they do in the movies, DCEU, if you want to call it that, all of it is going in so many different directions. And it just, you know what? Here's the thing. I think it's more frustration on my part. And the frustration is this. I love these characters. I love all of them. I don't care whether it's from DC, Marvel, Image, some character. I love superheroes, man. I love them. But you know what the problem is? The problem is we keep telling the same old stories. We got to get some new stories. We got to get some creative stuff. We got to show, like, if you're going to give me a Batman where he's not the main dude. Give me a Batman, give me some Batwing. You feel me? Give me an Oracle story. Not a Batgirl story, a straight Oracle story. There's some good stuff, if you're going to keep it in the Bat family, I mean, I'm just saying, give me some stuff. And that's some old stuff to pander to everybody's, political correctness nowadays. Give me some good, powerful writing, okay? I know they can do it. They have stories like that. There are stories out there that should be done. Oh my gosh, Omar just read my mind. Give me a decent Legion of superheroes. Give me a story about heroes who were inspired by your Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Yo, that would be off the chain. I mean, I would love to see Wildfire, Lightning Lad, and the rest of the crew. I mean, come on. What? What else would be magnificent? But then also, what I am going to say is this. In telling these Batman stories, I will say, I'm going to give you a couple of things, because I don't want people thinking I'm beating Batman down. Batman is, if you had a Mount Rushmore, okay, a Mount Rushmore, you got 4 superheroes to put on the Mount Rushmore of comic books. Batman is on there. There's nobody can argue with that. Superman is on there. Nobody can argue with that. Me personally, Spider-Man, Hulk. That's your Mount Rushmore of comic book characters. Okay? That's it. And I know it's, Damon, you said it great. It's not me. Warner Brothers is a mess. They have no plan for any of these characters. If you've watched some of the Warner Brothers animated shorts, they had some real cool ones. They did a Spectre that was good. They did a Swamp Thing that was good. They did a Dr. Fate that was good. But here's the problem. They went to the money well so many times. We can't take this stuff seriously. And fans, casual fans, are going to compare it to what Marvel has done. And when I say compare it, like Dr. Fate is supposed to show up, played by Pierce Brosnan, okay, in the Black Adam film, okay? I really hope they do him well. And I hope that people do not compare Dr. Fate to Doctor Strange just because they do magic. I am sorry, okay? 2 different characters, 2 different nuances, 2 different strengths. And when I say strengths, I'm talking about character, just aura development and the such. I mean, I find myself on the channel so many times, and I think I'm begging Warner Brothers to do better. People mistake it for hate. They really do. But I'm really begging Warner Brothers to be more creative. Okay? Be more creative. I mean, and the thing is, you know, they drop so, I mean, hate Marvel if you want, but they got their formula. They're going to stick to it. But they're throwing characters out that you couldn't. Back when I was younger, you couldn't give me some of these comic books. Honestly, you couldn't give me an Iron Man comic book back in the day. You couldn't make me give two shits about Falcon back in the day. Honestly, honestly. You could not make me pick up the Eternals outside of the dollar bin at Belmont Park Flea Market, and I could probably get the whole run for $1 back then. Mm, you see what I'm saying? But now people are awaiting, anticipating these. It's like the Shang-Chi trailer. You know, Shang-Chi, you couldn't. We used to trade comic books in grade school, and somebody pull out a Master of Kung Fu, you would look at him like, yo, player, yo, get that damn thing off the table. You better come out of here with a Superman, a Legion of Superheroes, a Green Lantern, a Green Arrow. Heck, hey, Wonder Woman, you better pull one of them out. I'm just saying. But, but now, it's like, did you see that trailer? It's like, wow. So here's the deal. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this. We'll see on July 27th, part two of The Long Halloween, and we'll see how it turns out. I'll reserve my final judgment on the series as a whole of this animated feature until then. Um, Truthfully, I want to see Robert Pattinson. I was getting ready to call him Bruce Pattinson. The rum's hitting, but I can't wait to see the Batman, because since that's supposed to be a young starting out Batman, that's what I want to see. I really hope they do that correctly, since we're going to do that so many times. I can't wait to see it. I saw the new costumes. They're a little bit darker, a little bit more rugged for the Shazam, for the next Shazam movie, which I don't know. I need them to keep the humor, the lightheartedness for that. Save the dark part for, dark part for The Rock. Let's get that anti-hero going in Black Adam. Mm. And last but not least, I got my tickets for Black Widow. This movie has been pushed back. This better be damn good. I hate to rip a Marvel movie, but that damn thing better be good. Woo! But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our time limit. But as I can always say, hey, to all the members, you see all their nice little gold stuff. When I upload videos, members, you get to see it a whole 24 hours earlier than everyone else. So when I drop a uploaded video, you see it first. I leave it up for 24 hours as member only. Okay? And I'm going to address you. And see, the thing is, Damon, Warner Brothers should have been doing that for years. That library, I mean, I would love, and they could do it with R-rated, PG-13, do a little scary. Thanks for the happy birthday, Thomas. Can you imagine seeing a Dead Man movie? Like a horror thing? Dead Man? Ooh, that would be so hot from Warner Brothers. That would be hot. Oh, not just these TV shows, not just this, because somebody in Warner Brothers, I'm an old dude. I'm not going to claim old. I am a seasoned individual. And my line is this, is there's so many characters that just don't get the treatment they should. I mean, can you imagine Firestorm. Let's take Firestorm, the nuclear man. That would be a great story. That would be a great story for a large PG-13 related movie. People would watch that. I think it would. Mm. Then you release a Swamp Thing, Dead Man, or something along the lines of like The Question, or maybe you get some of the you get those characters into your R-rateds for the Warner Brothers DC comic properties. Really, right now, I'll be honest with you, like with Marvel, the only R-rated that they really should have should be Blade, Punisher, possibly Elektra, and Daredevil, honestly. But it is what it is. Yeah, and Justice League Dark, which is new, but this is the thing, Demond. How long they've been sitting on this? The Creeper. Oh, the Creeper is he's like 6th-tier Warner Brothers. 6th-tier. And it would be cool. And the thing is, it ties into the Batman universe because the Creeper fell into the vat of chemicals that created the Joker. You see what I'm saying? But he's that anti-hero that everybody loves nowadays. You never know if he's going to do something bad or do something great. You don't know. You just don't know. But anyway, everybody, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cut this short. Well, it ain't short. We went over 31 minutes, which is normally way longer than what we do for a podcast due to the technical difficulty. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's say this. As movies come back to the movie theaters, we can't wait to get back to the top 5 like you guys said. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my birthday. I'm going to eat some cheesecake because I like cheesecake. My wife got me some cheesecake, got a slice. Diabetes be damned. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy that today. And last but not least, I'll be posting inside the community tab here on YouTube how you could donate, if you so choose, to the Children's Miracle Network Hospital. November 6th is going to be our video game play day. You can't beat it. We're going to do it. I always do the 8-hour thing. We raised, over the past 5 years, we've raised about $4,500. Let's keep it going. Okay? Let's keep it going. If you don't want to donate directly to the charity and you want to become a member of Going Full Nerd, remember, memberships are open. You can be a member for 99 cents. I'm going to go ahead, for $1.99, I think. I don't even remember. But what it is you become a member. That's getting donated to the Children's Miracle Network Hospital because that's what I do. Hey, it's a little personal thing. That's what we're going to do. But anyway, remember, if you can't say anything nice about anybody, don't say anything at all. Send it to me. I'm going to say it for you. And peace, y'all. And I'm out of here. And I'm going to play I found my new little music. I know I usually do Still Fly. And yes, on my birthday, I am Still Fly. But I'm going to treat you to the full version of the intro music because I liked it. It's a happy birthday style type song. And boom, here we go. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta do something a little happy. We try to make it. But I thank you for you coming in, watching. Remember, extra life life.org. Look for Edward Dupass or Going Full Nerd. Make your donation to the Children's National Medical Center in D.C. It's real personal. My granddaughter gets seen there for things, and I really, really appreciate any help you can give to that hospital. Quality to help others. But anyway, peace, y'all, and I am out of here.